Hello everyone, my name is Havian and today I'm going to be talking to you about Toukiden 2. Well, the free-to-play version of Toukiden 2 that was announced. Japan has had this version for a while now, and I think China has had this version for a while, but it is coming over to the West. It's called the Toukiden 2 Free Alliances version. That should be coming out on May the 30th over here. And I will be going over all the details that were released about the Western version. Some of this information will be based on what the Japanese version currently has as well, because there are some things that the Japanese version has that were not mentioned in the information that was released about the Western version. So I will be going over that, and it's safe to assume that the Western version is going to have those elements as well. But I guess we'll see for sure when it actually releases. But this version of the game is only going to be on the PS4 and the Vita for now. Toukiden 2 is out in the West on Steam, but the free version of the game is not currently planned for Steam. And any progress you've made on the free version of the game will be transferable to the full version of the game if you decide you want to make the upgrade. But things like gems and stamina from the free version are not going to transfer over. But I'll go into detail about what the stamina and the gems are in a bit. In the free version of the game, you can join people that have the full version of the game in missions online. So if you do know some other people that have Toukiden 2 and you want to see what the game's like and you want to join them, you can join your friends if you are playing the free version. But the free version of Toukiden 2 does have some restrictions. It has a stamina system, and stamina is required if you want to take part in most of the missions in the game. Stamina regenerates every 8 hours, and with the free version you'll start with a stamina cap of 3. So I believe every 8 hours you'll regenerate 1 stamina. And it costs 1 stamina per normal mission and 3 stamina per ruin search mission. But people that have the free version of the game can play through the first chapter of the main storyline for free. And they can also do missions from phase 1, which are the first rank of missions in the game. So you can do the first chapter of story and the first rank of missions without consuming any stamina as much as you want. And these can be done solo. But if you want to do any of the missions that are higher ranked, you will need to join people online, and they will have a stamina cost. So everything from first phase and chapter 1 you can do for free, and you can do it as much as you want offline. But if you want to play anything above that, then you'll need to go online. And from what I understand of the Japanese version, if you do buy the DLC in the game, which can be used on the full version and on the free version, then you should be able to take part in the DLC missions for free as well. I'm not too sure if it's going to be exactly the same way over in the West, but I believe it's that way in Japan based on some information I've seen. You can also use the Pool of Purity for buffs, and you can invite your friend NPCs to join you inside of there in the free version. But there is a limit to how much your friendship can improve with those NPC characters in the free version of the game. So don't expect to increase your friendship level with any of the NPCs to maximum rank in the free version of the game. All the information you need about the stamina system will be displayed on screen, so you can see how much stamina you currently have, and you can see how much time you've got left until the stamina regenerates. And if you're in a party with other members, then they will be able to see how much stamina you have left, and you can see how much stamina other people that are playing the free version have as well. That way you can actually plan and decide which missions you want to take based on the amount of stamina people have. If you are playing this version of the game, then expect to progress a lot slower than people that are playing the full version of the game, mainly because of the stamina restrictions. But a lot of these restrictions can be lifted if you use a special currency in the game called gems. And as of right now, the only way I believe you can obtain these gems is through the PSN store. I'm not entirely sure if there's a way you can obtain those gems in the game if you're just playing normally, but you can get gems through the PSN store. And there are a few things that these gems can do. You can use the gems to recover your stamina, and I believe it costs 1 gem to recover your stamina to full, and it seems to be based on your current stamina cap. You will start with 3 stamina, and if you don't consume all of your stamina and then use the stamina gem for recovery, any stamina that you did not spend before the recovery will be added to the cap until you consume it. So again, if you have a maximum capacity of 3 and you spend the gem, then it will recover 3 stamina points. And any points you had remaining are going to be added onto that total. And you can also use gems for increasing your stamina, your storage, and your material storage capacity. And each of these will be upgradable twice. So for the first stamina increase, you'll be able to increase the cap from 3 to 5, and then every 8 hours, 2 stamina is restored instead of 1. And based on the Japanese version, this costs 8 gems. And for the second stamina increase, the stamina cap goes from 5 to 8, and 3 stamina is recovered every 8 hours instead of 2. And this will cost 12 gems. And for the first storage increase, your weapon capacity will go from 100 to 1000, and armor will go from 100 to 400 storage, and that will cost 8 gems. And for the second storage increase, your weapon storage will go from 1000 to 2000, and your armor storage will go from 400 to 800. That will also cost 8 gems. Now for the first material storage upgrade, you'll go from 300 to 600 storable materials, and that will cost 8 gems. And for the second upgrade, you'll go from 600 to 1100, and that will also cost 8 gems. On top of increasing your storage capacity, you can also use gems to draw Mitama tickets. In the game, you have 3 slots for your Mitama, and they're pretty much a way for you to customize your playstyle. In the full version of the game, these are obtained for killing the bosses in the game, but it seems like the free version of the game has an additional way to obtain Mitama. I have no idea if you can still obtain Mitama if you join another person's multiplayer session and kill a boss with them, but you will be able to obtain Mitamas from drawing the tickets. Now there are 2 options you'll be able to pick when it comes to drawing the Mitama tickets. You can either draw 3 or you can draw 10. I'm not too sure about the 3 draw, but with the 10, you will be guaranteed to get at least 1 Mitama that you don't currently own. And if you do end up getting Mitama that you already own, then there is a chance you'll get materials instead. If you choose to draw 3 Mitama, that's going to cost 3 gems, and if you choose to draw 10, then that will cost 10 gems. I did say before that you obtain gems through the PSN store. Based on the Japanese version, we can estimate how much these gems are going to cost. Now, these are just going to be an estimate, and they are going to be a huge assumption. I know currency conversions are going to be totally different. This is just an estimate. But then again, based on how things are priced on PSN, I may not be too far off. But for 1 gem, you're probably looking at around 99 cents or 99 pence. For a 6 gem bundle, you're probably looking at about 4.99. For 15 gems, you're probably looking at about 10.99. For 30, you're probably looking at about 19.99. For 60, probably 37.99, and for 90, you're probably looking at around 54.99. Remember, rough estimates, these are different currencies, there's going to be different conversions based on the Japanese version and based on the way we know PSN prices can usually be. One thing that is important to know about gems is they are only valid for 180 days. So after 180 days, they will expire, and there's no way to obtain lost gems after they've expired. You'd have to buy some new ones. But honestly, based on this rough estimate of the pricing, you're better off getting the full version of the game if you're looking at any of the bundles over 15 gems. But I really do have to question the gem bundles that are slightly higher priced, because people could just buy the game for pretty much that price. I have to wonder if these large gem bundles are there to target the people that don't know a full version of Toukiden 2 exists, and they just see the free-to-play version of Toukiden 2 and assume that Toukiden 2 is only free-to-play. And these are the prices that you actually have to pay if you do want to upgrade your character, if you do want to get more stuff in this game. But that being said, this version of the game is great for people that just want to take a look at the game and see what it's like to play with friends and other people in multiplayer. Or maybe for people that can't afford the full game but just still want to experience Toukiden 2 in some way. I mean, Toukiden 2 is a great game, but based on the restrictions this version of the game has, I can't really recommend it as a free-to-play game for anyone. Anyone that really wants to play Toukiden 2 and they have the means to do so should just buy the full game. Well, unless you're one of those people that want to play free-to-play games and just see how far you can get as a challenge, even with all the restrictions, then give it a try. Honestly, the way I say this, even though it's labeled as a free-to-play version, it's probably better off to think of it as an extended demo that kind of keeps the lower phase missions in multiplayer active for people that have the full version of the game. Since a lot of people that buy the full version of the game will probably rush to the higher phases, it's probably going to be good for the multiplayer experience for anyone that's just getting into the game and are just starting a new character. And other regions did have a pre-registration pack that did have some free gems in there, so maybe when it comes over to the West, it's going to be the same, maybe. But I do hope no one goes crazy with gems on this. If you are considering buying gems for the free-to-play version of this game, just save your money and get the full game. It's worth it. There's no reason you should be buying gems for this when the full version of the game that is unrestricted exists. But I guess we're going to have to see what this version of the game is really going to be like once it's actually released. I could be totally off the mark. I'm not entirely sure how popular this version of the game is in Japan, or I'm not entirely sure how well it's done for the multiplayer side of the game, but it could end up being a very good thing. Or giving more people more options in the way they can play is usually a good thing. And I hope it makes more people interested in actually giving the game a try. I probably will be giving this version of the game a try just to see how restrictive it actually is. Even though I already own the retail version on PS4 and on Steam, I'll probably give this version a try just to see. But if you do want to see me play it live, and if you do want to watch a full archive of where I played the full storyline, you can see that on Twitch, over at twitch.tv/Havian. I'm usually streaming on there most days of the week, so go and drop a follow over there if you want to get involved. And you can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter. The links to those are in the description. I will be making some more videos of Toukiden 2 and some other games very soon. Until I make those videos, I'll see you all later.